So welcome to the Java class. We are still treating file handling, but we are going to properly treat it today. Last time we started it, it looks so confusing, and we do not want that confusion. So first we'll start with basics and all our VS Code. I believe it's all open now. All over, yes. Don't worry, let's go. So you understand that this Java file handling, this module focus on foundation file class from java.io package. The file class presents an abstract path name for files and directories, right? Then think of a file on a disk without actually opening or reading its content. That is when you use the file class. You are opening it, everything metadata about the file. That's when we use the file class. You are not writing anything into it. That is when we want to use the file class. Help me bounce that door so the AC can circulate. By the end of this module, you will create and manipulate file objects, perform basic file system checks and operations, and build simple method for directory traversals, and understand best practice for error handling. So, key concepts: we want to use the file class, which is not for reading or writing data. That's for streams in later modules, right? You're going to handle that. File does not handle writing and reading. And path can be relative. We have data.txt or absolute, which is going straight from, if you are using Ubuntu, of course you're starting from the home directory. For us that we are using Windows, you start from the C drive. You understand? So it could either be relative, it could be absolute. Absolute means down to the parent directory where it's from, while relative is currently where the file you are making the call from is. So always handle input and output exception for safety. File system operations can fail. Example, in case of permission problems. So that is why you need to do like we did that yesterday. That input and output exception, you must handle it very well using try and catch. But we should understand variables, method, exceptions already. We are using Java 8 plus, and we are using our own is 28. Okay. The core concept: what is even file object? A file object is like a pointer to a file or directory. It doesn't load the file into memory. It just knows its location. This makes it efficient for quick checks. It does not load the file into memory. It just know the location and about it. Important statements, add it. So you see, every time you want to start, you must add this to file exception. This is the core class of file metadata, and this is what for exception handling in case you want to access or do any operations, input and output operation, and there is a maybe permission error or anything. This will help you through it graciously. So this is the step-by-step code example for. So let's create. Last class we learned how to create a file, right? So let's create a file called basic file creator. This is a class. Everybody, please, I would like to see us do it. So this is going to help us. First, we create an instance of a file. We did the last class, and then we print each part out. Get absolute part and get name. Absolute part gets the full part, right? So let's quickly create with the main method and run it. Everybody, let's do this. So I'm going to create a new file. You can use your terminal. You can use the word touch in the case you are a tech savvy guy. You can start with the touch, which is called, we are going to call it basic file creator .java, and you create it immediately. The file is going to be created here, and that's what we're going to use. Then inside it, we create the main file and create an instance of a file. So quickly we import. Before we start, we always import that java.io .file, and also we import the exception, like we said. These are the two things we always import anytime it comes to file handling. Then after that, let's create a class. Now that we handle public class. AI, let me rest now. Okay, I'm using my data for streaming. I'm using my Wi-Fi. If I don't off it, this AI is continuous. So Control Z first. So I'm going to call it class. So it's of course the file name basic. Yeah. I should. I'm trying to run away. You say let AI help me. Let's learn. We are in the learning time. When it comes to AI helping us, we'll get that. AI, allow me rest now. Hi. Hmm. Hmm? Create a new file. Hmm. So inside this main, then we will first create the first instance of a file. You start with the word file, which is this type, and the file name file, and we create an instance of that file, which is new file, and the parameter we are passing in, of course, is the name of the file or the path. Just relatively, we are going to call it example text.txt. We have created the file, right? Now we could wrap up with try and catch, but let's leave the try and catch first. Quickly, let's just go with basic. Let's print out the file path of that instance. So with south, we're going to the file path. We're going to call it file path, where we get the absolute path of this file. Then also you can get the file name south. Print out file name, and we get this are other method that is attached to file, right? So these are ways. This one help us to get the absolute path, and this one help us to get the words, get the name, the file name, the created file name, while this one help us to create the file. Let's specify the file name that we created. We are not wrapping it in try and catch yet, which is the best practice, but this is elementary. That was why we imported IO, but we'll keep the IO first. So we created the file or specify the name, then we get the file path. Immediately we run it. Of course, we are expecting the file to be created in that path, so we run it. Oh, please, let's delete this one. This year I went and create let's remove this exception handling. Let's run this now. Let's see. We get the file path and the file name. Absolute path is inside files and stream folder, and example.txt. So refresh. It's example.txt file name. It gets it, but we're not getting it here yet. Alright, so this gets the name and the file. The file is not here yet. See, refresh. Did you create your own? Did you see yours there? I think it is just okay, we have not added .create file. We have not added .create files. So this just gets the paths. So we can actually, to create the file, this specify the path name. Now let's create the file. To create the file, we use what? File. Thank you. dot create file. You're not specifying anything, we just send this like that. This static method creates from the should okay suffix prefix. This static method creates temporal file string from the type file. Oh, usually it returns true or false. Why is it not creating it? So usually we put it inside if file dot create file. Unhandled exception. That means let's put it inside try and catch. It's wanting us to undo it. Sorry, oh god, what is this AI? Let's try this. We want to catch in case there is error, else no catched with that exception. Import the Java error, then we'll catch with that error. Can someone help me, tell me how I can turn off this AI? Configure completion. Thank you. The exception we want to handle is using IUX. Okay, error, and we'll handle the exception graciously. If file dot create file. Why is my own not accepting this create file function? It's accepting it now though. Yes. Else. Just south. Not created. Then exception we can just handle the e.print stack trace. Yes, so it's only two of them to do. And you see that the file is created properly. He says he's on his way coming. I don't know why he didn't come today. He's not here today. Yes, he was around. So that's to me did not come yesterday. She didn't come today. Senior Baba. Heavenly. He came yesterday but didn't come today.
Are you sure they know this your new timetable?
Yeah, where? So this helps us to create returns true. If not, we set this if there is no error. So that's how to do this. Then let's go quickly to the next. So this one help us just get absolute path and get the name. So on the output, when we without the printing, we are just supposed to get this simple, which we did. The absolute path is just this, right? And the file name is what? This. That's about that. Then file inspector java. So we are going to create a new file. In the case that there is permission not to read or to if that file is not created, then that is an exception that handle whatever error that caused it not to be created. That is called handling error. It's just an exception, a class. That is what caused it. That it prints the error. It's just like it's. Yes, which will that error that will be returned. That is what that print track that is print. That is the error that it will. Just like in Java, I think is error.message. In JavaScript, it is error.message, and it will print out the message. But this will help us print. We can use try and catch too. It returns an error too. Different type of error, but this is an error that you can also send out. But in Java, you use there are different types of error. We have different types of exception. You have this type we are talking about is input and output exception. When you want to perform IO operations and you can't, to tell you that track, that last one will help us tell us what the error is. That print stack trace. To trace stack trace will look through the stack, the process as it's going on, then it tells exactly where the problem is, and you can use it to pinpoint where the error is. Is that clear? Now quickly, let's file inspector. Let's create another file called file inspector, which help us after we create a new file. Then check if the file exists. We print that file exists, and we get the total length of the file. Get the size in bytes. 0 for empty files / directory. So we can get file.length will give us what the size, which is of the type long. When we were talking about data type, we talked about long, right? What is the data type long? Yes, it's the largest integer. In case you are billions of accepting billions of data, right? That is the long. Okay, there is long. That is the largest. There is long, but this is just like a bigger version of int. So system.out.println, then of the bigger version of normal int. Int is how many bytes? It is 8 bytes. Then double is 16. Int, that's it. So, but long is bigger than 8 bytes. Is that clear? So quickly, let's get the size of that file, which is get 0 for empty files or directories if there is nothing like that. Quickly, let's go. We are going to create a new instance of the file called example text, which we have created. So if the file exists, we check if the file exists. We'll print file exists and get the length of it into size in bytes. Then we'll also print the size as this and the bytes. Remember size in bytes. There is size in bytes and there is size. Then size in bytes divided by this will give us what? Size in bytes. So quickly, let's get. Then we'll also check the permission. There is other read a file that can read, file that can write. We check the permission. Then we can also check is the file. Quickly, let's even get the instance first and print out this. Quickly, we're going to create a new file called what? File inspector. This one is okay. Yes. We could use that as well. Thank you. Let's quickly insert this. Let's check if there is file. Of course, there will be file from coming here if it has been created. So quickly, let's get is it check file existence. So if file dot what exists is the function, we can then what print. We can print file exists, or can say the file plus what is the file name? File dot get name, comma, not comma, plus, sorry, plus exists. That is to get, that is if the file does exist, and if we run it, we'll have file not created. That is okay if that is created new file, of course. So let's leave. You see, let's just leave this place because we are putting it inside file created. Let's leave creation of file. Cut this and put it inside this place. Side else. By here now the file must have been created. So let's do, because the file is already here. So the file, the example.txt exists. Now quickly let's get the file in size. Get the file size inside this place. Inside here is working in the same file now, but not inside the if. Okay, don't try and catch. We did not put braces like file exists. I don't understand. Guys, you call this function independent. You didn't call this. Okay, I understand. Oh, so I understand. Okay, you didn't put this else. How didn't you, if it's a single line, you didn't put this, how did you put your else? Okay, below the if, you put your else. Okay, you are putting this inside the else. Let's check that logic later. So okay. Oh, okay, this single line. Oh, okay. As you run it again, the file exists. You see what that means? It's not if else. So that else will still run. It won't work. Eh? Wait. Let me see. Okay. If this exists. If file.exist, system dot, you printed this. Okay. Else. Okay, single. You put them single, and end the statement. Okay, I understand now. Okay. You ended the statement with. Okay. I think it's single line. It's understandable now. It will work. Now, try to get let's get the file size in what? In bytes. And we're going to represent it with long, which is a long type. We call it file size in bytes, and it's equal to file get size. Get size. Is it get size or dot size? It's actually file. To get the size is oh, it's not the size. It's called, we use dot length to get the file in bytes. Then we end it. We could print file name and put plus file dot get name to get the name, and plus, then we'll put size in bytes, put comma plus file dot size, okay, oh sorry, it's true. File size in bytes, divide by what? Divide by 1024. That is the size. Then we can convert it to string before, if you want, because I hope this will not throw an error. A string like this, string. Sorry, it wouldn't work like this. Let's see. I think this should throw an error for integer. For it's okay because there is nothing in it. The file is actually empty. So if we run it, yes, the file is currently empty. Then after that, what should we also do? Well, let's check the write and read, and check read and write capabilities. Can we read and write this file? So let's just shout readability. Let's put it inside readability, and we'll put plus file dot can read plus, let's writability. If we can write it on it, you can put plus file dot can write, and let's print it. Readability true, writability true, meaning we can write on this file, can read on this file. Okay, can go to a new line first if you care. And we'll get readability true, writability true. That's to check if, so these are the methods that are attached to files, right? So we can check if it can be read or not. So is a file, is it a file or a directory? So is file, go and check whether the name of this stuff is a file or not. So let's check if it is a file or a directory. So check. I hope you are writing. You are not. Check if the file, if it is a file or a directory. So we could use the if statement if you want. If file dot is file, we can say, we can just shout this is a file. Else if file dot is directory, can just say let's print out this is a directory, right? Else we can just simply say unknown file type, but it's not. We can just use this one to quickly check if it is a directory or not. Then if we run it, you see this is a file because it's actually a file, right? We good? We good, right? Okay, dot rename. Let's check if there is a rename function. No, there should be a programmable way to rename. So let's see. File dot. We have can read, can write compared to. We have get. So these are all the functions that are we can make directories, notify or rename to. File destination, you can rename this file to. It takes in what? The destination, which is another file type. So we can just call it file, which is of a type file, or we can just call it file2.txt. I think it's of the type file. I don't know. Then wait, now what is the error? Let's remove this. They said rename the file denoted by this abstract path name. The destination must be of the type file. So we can just create new. Doesn't have. That is why we are putting it like we are calling it a name, a file of the type file2. Is equal to a new file, an instance of file, yes, and call it that name. File2.txt. And we can now, it does not accept a string, only accept it, so we use file2 and it will work. So, and after that we south the new file have been created, or in the file have been renamed. The file have been renamed to then plus file2 dot what get name abi, and we end it. Let's execute and now sorry Bele. So this is file writability. Is it renamed? No. I think before we do that, We can still make file 2 dot with this.
I use file
Mm-hmm.
file 2.txt. So,
But is it renamed?
yes,
Ec-
2.txt.
Okay, after executing.
Yes.
Like this. Like this. Oh. So you created an instance of it,
Yes.
then file.rename straight,
Yes.
and you put that instance. That is this file.rename. It's not okay. It's not inside this else if. Well, this place works. Okay, that is directly outside here. Let's see. Oh, let's see if we take this out and see what is happening here. Let's see. And run. It did. Hold on. Then quickly let's check. Okay, output. This is directory. So creating and deleting files directory. Now files trash. We have to go to folders. Let's go to how to manipulate folders as well. Folder manipulation. Manipulating files and folders all at once. You're welcome.